is a space in my heart where I find the truth. I find me in you, a truth beyond what you may see now. But when we are one, we bring more good about. No matter who or what you call yourself or where you come from, yeah. There is a place in this world with open arms right now. Welcome to love, welcome to peace, welcome to our community. Be who you are, let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. See with new eyes, allow and unfold, embrace and let go, trust the flow. There's a freedom with love when you follow your heart. Together we are stronger than we could ever be apart. No matter who or what you call yourself or where you come from, yeah. There is a place in this world with open arms right now. Welcome to love, welcome to peace, welcome to our community. Be who you are, let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. Breathe in and out. Slowly feel all that's around you. All that you feel, all that you know. Let it go. Welcome to love, welcome to peace, welcome to our community. Be who you are, let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. Yeah, when we unite. Oh, we unite. Yeah, yeah, when we unite. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You are welcome here. Love is welcome here. Peace is welcome here. You are welcome here.
Good morning. Good morning and welcome everyone to Center for Spiritual Living Ocala. Hello. Good morning. Is it a good morning? Is anyone else happy to be here? Awesome. Awesome. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Ocala, a place of love, light, and joy. And I'm so happy that you are all here today. Come sit next to me, Paula. There were 2 chairs next to me, empty, and we're pulling in new chairs. I'm like, what's going on here? I took a shower this morning. Aw. Aw, thank you. All right, so I know we have at least one first-time visitor. Do we have any other first-time visitors? Second time. All right, great. First time today. How about first time for Circle? First time for Circle? A few of us first time for Circle? Awesome, awesome. You're in for a unique experience. You're in for a unique experience. All right, so I'm Reverend Cindy Grimes, the inspirator of our center here. And let me tell you a little bit about what's going on here. So yes, you are welcome here. Everyone is welcome here. We love people. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Ocala. Okay, so what we're about, our mission here, is that we embody and share truth principles and spiritual practices that empower us to awaken to the power and presence that lies within and all around us. The reason being that we want to facilitate spiritual healing and the elevation of our individual consciousness and our collective consciousness. Anybody else up for that? Yes. Excellent. Isn't that something we need these days, right? To elevate our consciousness everywhere, all around. So our vision is that we are a thriving New Thought community dedicated to spiritual growth and practice, sacred activism, and the transformative love that reveals our interconnectedness and our oneness. So that says a whole lot right there. The fact that we are a thriving New Thought community says that there is this thing called New Thought. And within New Thought, there is unity and there is Centers for Spiritual Living. And there are centers and churches all over the country, all over the world, actually. We're really blessed to have one here in Ocala. So let's see, sacred activism, what is that? Sacred activism, the intersection of consciousness and action. It is the place where prayer and service activate love and spiritual principles become lived practice. So that's what we are about, right? Prayers, thoughts, it's all wonderful, good intention. But then we also need to put some action to it, like to be the presence, be the thing that we want to see in the world. And that's what we're here to do, is to be a beneficial presence. And these are the things that we value: wholeness of spirit, spiritual and personal growth, collaborative, synergistic community, abundance and prosperity, love and compassion, appreciation, gratitude, peace and balance, the power of freedom, diversity and inclusion, and generosity. Yes, all of these things are important to us. And yeah, feeling that, huh? Yeah, awesome, awesome. That's why we do our values, you know, so when people come in here, especially for the first time, they can see, is this what I'm about? I mean, does this resonate for me or doesn't it? So this is what is important to us, and we look them over, you know, every few years or so, and this was our latest iteration. And, well, I'll just leave it at that. Spiritual growth. So Circle Sunday, you see we're all sitting in a circle, and we do this once a month, and we use the topic of the month, which for this month we've been talking about death and dying and immortality, like, you know, the easy stuff. The light stuff, yeah. So just for warning, like we're going to do a deep dive today. We're going to do a deep dive. But you participate to the degree that you are comfortable doing so. But my intention is always to create a safe space, a place where people feel like they can contribute and speak. But I'll get more into that in a little bit. So, the art of living and dying with grace. So the first thing I want to do is that, you know, we sit in circle, and this actually, I don't know how many of you have thought about this, but it is indigenous practice. The people from all walks of life, all countries, all the continents have indigenous people, and people have been gathering in circle as long as there have been people. So we just take a moment as we go into our circle to acknowledge native lands and to acknowledge the indigenous people that lived here where we now reside, and the tribes that were indigenous to Marion County that I'm not going to try to say, but we'll just take a moment and a moment of silence to acknowledge that. So with gratitude and appreciation for the practices and the people that came before us, the ancestors. And so what we teach here at Centers for Spiritual Living, what we are about, is a practical study of consciousness and truth principles. And my education as a minister involved science, believe it or not, right? Like quantum physics we were learning in ministerial school, religion, philosophy, psychology, all of that stuff we bring to our conversation with the idea of empowering individuals to maximize their human potential. So our teaching is based on the principle and the idea that consciousness is the source and substance of all that is. This thing we call God, you know, you can substitute different names, call it consciousness, call it spirit, call it whatever you want. I don't think it cares. The fact is that it exists, right? It exists. There is something, whatever we call it. And we are part of that. We are one with that consciousness. And we use that consciousness to create our experience in the world. You know, because that is how we are created in the image and likeness of the Creator, is that we have that creative capacity. So that's what we teach. That's basically what we're about. And so why circle? Somebody who's been here a lot, why do we sit in circle? Y'all tell our newcomers. I have a talking stick here too. Go ahead, yes, so you can see everybody. Can't hide in a circle. Why else?
Circle never ends.
Circle never ends. Anybody else? No hierarchies in a circle. That's right. We're all learning and we're all teaching each other. I love that about circle. Yeah.
Circle of life and eternity.
Eternity, yes, in the circle of life. Yeah. Awesome. You guys have been paying attention. So let's see. And the circle conversations provide value by fostering deep listening and respectful communication, which builds stronger relationships, increases empathy, and creates a sense of community and safety within groups. And isn't that something we all need more of, right? Places where we can connect and be ourselves, right? Be our best selves. And so all of those things I think we said, right? The symbol of wholeness and unity, the universality of the circle, shared power, everyone is valued and everyone is seen and heard. And so our format, we do a little opening, which I just did. We're going to do a meditative kind of thing, a little opportunity for centering. I'm going to do a short presentation just to kind of get us all on the same page of what the conversation is about. And then we'll do our guidelines for circle, and I have circle questions. So we're going to break out into small groups after our whole together. We'll break out into small groups. I've got 4 questions. They're deep questions. I'm not sure that any group is going to get to all of them, but that's okay, because whatever needs to be said is said, and whatever needs to be heard is heard. And I'll share my intention here in a little bit, and then we'll do a closing. We're all good with that? Excellent, excellent. All right, so let's get comfy in your seat. Start to relax a little bit. And before we start our guided imagery and our circle sharing, I just want to name our intention for today. We're talking about this thing, death and dying, right? And we gather here not to be in fear of it, but to befriend it. And to let this idea of death and dying remind us of how precious, fragile, and miraculous our time is in this human form. Life is short, but spirit is eternal. That truth isn't meant to scare us. It's meant to wake us up. So you don't have to wait for a diagnosis or a crisis to start living your full life, to love fully, to forgive freely, or to say or do the things that matter. We can choose that now. So today in this circle, we are all teachers and we are all students, and we are all here to learn from one another's stories and to offer our wisdom with open hearts. Spirit speaks through all of us. What is given and what is received today will be exactly what every soul needs. And that is my intention for us today. So let's take a nice deep breath. If you're comfortable, and you put both feet on the floor and just take a deep breath in. Gently let it go. And take another nice deep breath and let your body start to relax. Just let your shoulders soften and your jaw release. And allow your body to settle into this sacred moment. With every breath, feel yourself arriving fully, completely, right here, right now, as if time itself is pausing to make room for you. Another deep breath, and just feel the tension ease out of your body. And as your body relaxes, your mind is free to imagine. So now imagine that you're walking along a peaceful path at sunset. The sky is painted in soft golds and deep oranges. And there's a gentle breeze on your skin. The faint scent of earth and leaves in the air. And the steady rhythm of your own footsteps guiding you into the present moment. As you walk, you notice the path opening into a beautiful clearing. A natural circle surrounded by ancient trees. Their branches arch overhead like guardians, silently blessing the sacred space. This is the circle of life. And today, you are meant to be here. As you step inside, you notice others joining you. In fact, it's the very people gathered in this room. One by one, each person takes their place in the circle. No one above and no one below the others. Every soul equal. Every soul an essential part of the whole. Now feel the presence of each person in the circle. Feel the warmth of their humanity, their joys, their losses, their wisdom, and their courage. Every story here matters. Every voice here carries something sacred. Now imagine a soft light descending into the center of the circle. A gentle golden glow, warm and welcoming. The slightest spirit. It is love. It is guidance. And it is truth. As the light expands, feel your heart open, softly, safely, and naturally. You don't have to force it. Just keep breathing and let the light make its way in.
Let this light remind you of something essential. That your time in this body is precious. And it's limited. And because of that, every moment is meaningful. Every moment is precious. Every choice matters. Every act of forgiveness frees you. Every act of love completes you. You don't have to wait for a diagnosis or a crisis or a goodbye to begin living your truest, boldest, most beautiful life. You can choose it today. You can choose it in this moment. Feel that truth settle into your heart as softly as a feather landing on still water. In your mind's eye, look around the circle again. Every person here is both a teacher and a student, each carrying a piece of wisdom you may need. And each is here to receive something from you as well. Spirit will speak through every voice, through the stories, reflections, questions, and even through the quiet presence of those who choose to simply listen deeply. We are wiser, stronger, and better for coming together today, because this whole is infinitely greater than the sum of its parts. And now silently affirm to yourself, what I need to hear will be spoken. What I need to share will be known. We are here to learn from one another. And we are here to awaken together so that we may participate in facilitating a quantum leap in our individual and collective evolution, expansion, and growth. Now take another slow, deep breath. And as you exhale, imagine the golden light weaving from heart to heart, connecting every soul in this circle in compassion, clarity, and purpose. Know that in this space you are safe, you are held, you are guided. And you are strong enough, wise enough, and brave enough to live your very best life today and every day that you are given. Take another deep breath in and let it go with gratitude. And when you're ready, bring your awareness gently back to this room, back to your body, and back to this circle of beautiful souls who are about to teach and learn from one another in ways that only Spirit could orchestrate. And so it is. Yeah. You ready? All right, all right. I'm ready too. I'm excited. Okay. So I know some folks think this is morbid, but I don't know. I have made it a friend, and I guess maybe that's why I'm excited to talk about it. It's the one thing that kind of joins all of us as human beings, isn't it? Right? And it's so taboo, but I love that so many people showed up here to have this conversation today. So the idea of immortality is a core concept that we teach in Centers for Spiritual Living. There's like 10 core concepts, and this is one of them, so it's the 9th one. And part of it says this, there's 2 parts to it. One of them is that immortality is a universal principle, not a belief or a bargain made with the universe for good behavior. Now, how many of you were raised with that idea that if you did everything just right, if you read the right book, if you did the right things, if you had the right thoughts, if you professed the right beliefs, you might get to be in that category of people that go on forever, right? Get to be immortal. Yes? Anybody else raised like that? And what happens to those who don't? Yeah. So many of us were taught that, right? So that is part of the programming, I think, that has done a lot of damage to folks. You know, to believe that we have to follow a certain this or that. In our teaching, in our philosophy, immortality is just part of the game because we didn't bring ourselves into expression, right? Some other, whatever that power is, it's bigger, that includes all of us, brought us into expression. And so we don't have to beg, plead, bargain, pray, whatever, to have this thing called immortal life because we are already of that spiritual realm, and that is the essence and truth of who we are. That we are here, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And when this human experience is over, there's another phase, right? That doesn't involve this body. Maybe another one. I mean, I don't know that part, right? I don't know what happens after this one, right? So it's not a belief, again, or a bargain that we make for good behavior. And then this idea is already included in that the divine spark that's at the core of every being, the essence of each and every one of us, is undying, eternal, and changeless as the presence of God itself. Because we are spirit in expression. Yeah. Can y'all really take that in? Thoughts, comments? Anyone want to say anything? All right, we're taking it in. There'll be lots of talking during circle. So, then there's all these kind of theories of the afterlife, right? So, here's one theory. There is no afterlife. Right? There's nothing. Like, you know, that last moment, it's lights out and it's just done. You know, a nice long dirt nap. And you wouldn't know the difference, right? If there's nothing else. So, I mean, I guess that's a possibility. I don't think it is because nothing in life seems to be that way. But that is one idea. Then there's the theory of heaven or hell. That some of us, if you do all of the right things, right, you go to the good place. You don't do all of the right things, you go to the bad place. That's another idea. Reincarnation.
My favorite topic.
Your favorite? All right.
Yeah, I
so
think the soul, for me, I think my soul will continue to go on.
Yeah, and there's different ways that people look at reincarnation too, right? Some people believe that, you know, if you do wrong, then you come back lower, or maybe you come back as an animal or an insect or something like that, or maybe you come back as a higher being, or I don't know any of that either. I just know there's lots of ideas about it, lots of different possibilities. How about this one, simulation? Have you heard that? Yeah, like we're in the Matrix, right? Like we're in just some big simulation, and there's something playing games, and we're just part of the characters in the game. Could be. I don't know. How about this one, the multiverse theory? Do y'all know that one? That's a pretty cool one too, right? So the multiverse theory, does anyone feel like they could explain that really well? Well, maybe not really well. All right, I'll give it my shot. Okay, what I think of the multiverse is that everything, like all of the possibilities exist. Like all of those points in your life where you could have gone this direction or that direction, like there is another universe where you went that other direction and are living that life, and all of these possibilities are happening at the same time. Could be that one, right? It could be like the radio station, you know, like a radio is got all different stations on it. You can hear music from all different places, or TV or whatever, but you're only watching one channel, or you're only listening to one station at a time. All the other ones are still happening, but you're still only tuned into the one. So that's another theory. That's another theory.
Twilight Zone.
The Twilight Zone. There could be a Twilight Zone. Who the heck knows, right? And then the other idea is that when we're done, we just, like a wave in the ocean, that we just go back to consciousness, you know, to come back as another wave, perhaps, or who knows? I don't know. But those are just some theories that I saw. I don't know if there's probably others, but those were kind of the main ones that I saw. So that's the essence of our conversation today. That's what we're going to talk about, all of this stuff. Yes, sir. Mm. And you came back. Yeah. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Well, I want to get into these. We are going to get into these conversations. So hold your story. Yeah. Yeah. Trauma will do that. Trauma can do that to us. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. I expect. Yeah. Well, that's pretty much what we teach here, right? The idea that heaven and hell, that we make it here in our daily existence, right? But that the next, so let's. I know everybody's. Yeah, we want to get into it, right? So let's get it into. We're going to get into circle. Let me give you the guidelines. I'll give you the guidelines. So when we break out into small groups, of course, mutual respect, which I probably don't need to say, but I'm saying it. Maintain confidentiality. It's really important that the things that people say and what we share in circle stays, like Vegas, right? You know, the learning can leave, but we don't want to have other people's stories. You don't want to have your stuff out there or anybody else's. So we will want to maintain confidentiality. Embodying brave space, right? So having a safe space is part of brave space, because when you feel safe, you can be brave. Right? So I'm going to encourage y'all, if you're not a talker, maybe talk a little more today. And if you're more of a talker, be a little more of a listener today. Right? Do something that's a little bit out of your comfort zone. Be brave. Being present. Being present means that your attention is here and now, not on what you're going to do later or what happened this morning. That was part of what our meditative moment was for, to bring us into presence. W-A-I-T, wait. Correct. Or why aren't I talking? Yes. There you go. Why am I talking, or why aren't I talking? So again, if you're a talker, maybe give other people a little more space. And if you're not, step out a little more. We want to be mindful of our time together. And this, like I said, is a really deep dive. We could probably be here all afternoon talking about this. But we will have a set time, and it'll probably be, half hour, 40 minutes, something like that. When we break out into small groups, just remember that there are other folks speaking as well. So especially when the groups wrap up, sometimes one group finishes faster than another, and they come on in the room and folks are still in conversation. So just be mindful of other groups. And then the parking lot is for conversations that we might want to have, that may be part of it, but maybe not exactly on topic. So we could talk about it later. Okay? Any questions, thoughts, comments about that? All right. So those are the guidelines. Circle is not for lecturing. It is not for persuading people to your point of view. If I believe in reincarnation, this is it. I'm going to make sure everybody else, it's not what it's about. We're really here, again, just to learn from each other and to broaden our understanding of these different things. Not for persuading. It's also not for giving advice, and it's not for therapy. Now, some people will say things in circle, and you may have a story that goes right along with that, or you may know how to fix their problem. Don't. That's not what circle is for. Okay? You can share your perspective, share your stories, but we're not here to fix one another. Okay? That's not what this is for. It's for all of us to grow and learn from other people's perspectives. What it is for, providing a structure and process for conversations that foster mutual respect, emotional literacy, empathy, problem solving, accountability, self-regulation, self-awareness, and shared leadership. My hope is that each and every one of you feels like you could be a circle facilitator in your family, in your workplace, in your neighborhood, that you have that capacity in you to hold space for people to have these kind of, deeper conversations or whatever, the situation calls for. So here's our questions. Y'all ready? Number 1, what is your concept of death and or immortality? Has a loss or a brush with mortality ever helped you clarify your own values and priorities? What did it teach you? Imagine that you're at the end of your life looking back. What would you want your future self to thank you for choosing, changing, or releasing right now? And then what do you hope your presence, what kind of legacy are you hoping to leave? So, with that, I think, how many people do we have? 25? So maybe if we did, thank you, 5 circles with 5 people each. How does that feel? You facilitate. Awesome. I will. Yeah. So let's count off. Okay. You start with 1, and we'll go to 5. 1. 2, 3, 4. You're 5. Okay. Who else?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Cool. I'm going to be floating. I'll be floating. And then you back there? Are you going to be in? I was just going to take 5. You're 5? Okay, great. And then Cassie? Cassie's? Casey. So you're a 2? Princess. I'll call you Princess. Okay. And then Richard, are you going to play along? You're going to in case we have folks online. All right, so figure out where you're going to go. You're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, sure, yeah.
Whatever. What's that? And you haven't, okay, yeah, so we'll switch that up. So you want to be a 3? Okay, all righty. So